Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be posting a birth chart for one of my YouTube viewers. He asked me to do a reading, and I don't always do readings for free, but I figured why not? And also there's some cool stuff in here that's really interesting. So it'll be fun to break this down. And so if you want to see me break down the chart of someone with a lot of Leo in their chart and Scorpio rising, then stay tuned. All right, so this is a viewer named Cameron. Hey Cameron, nice to meet you, and thanks for reaching out and asking me for a chart. It was a bold move, and it was a cool choice. So there's some cool stuff in here. It makes sense, kind of why you've reached out. So okay, so let's dive right in. So if you've been watching my channel at all, then you might know what we start with when we look for a chart. Look at a chart, and what do we look for? Anybody? So we look at the first house. So first house is right here. This tells you who the person is. So it's got Scorpio rising, so that makes for a Martian person, Mars owns Scorpio, and Mars is here in Virgo. And Mars is in its joy in Virgo. Mars is the planet of taking action. Mars loves to support the underdogs, loves to do what's right, really likes to stand up for things, really values honesty, integrity. So Mars in Virgo really likes to put all that energy into creating things. So these people tend to be really crafty, like the Mars and Virgo kind of personalities are gonna have picked up a lot of really handy skills. Like maybe Cameron is really good at it could be crafts, or it could be very more practical stuff, like he's a handyman, kind of like knows how to fix a lot of different kinds of things. Or since Virgo can sometimes take a little bit of that artist bend, if it's more of the scientific approach to art, so like could be design, but in some ways something crafty, particularly with their hands, liking to make things. And then if we go one step further, so it's in Virgo, and Mercury owns Virgo, and Mercury's in Leo, and we got 4 planets up here in Leo, 4 personal planets, and got the Sun and Venus conjoined on the same exact degree, and it's really powerful. So 29 degrees Leo is actually a fixed star called Regulus, and I know this because I also have my Sun in 29 degrees Leo. So we're sun sign twins, Cameron, me and you, by the exact degree. And so Regulus, you should look this up, Cameron. Look up Regulus, Regulus. There's a lot of cool stuff about fixed stars that you can learn about, and Regulus is a fixed star. It's in the heart of the lion, and it's very regal. It's the most royal planet positioning you can have. There's a little bit. What's interesting about, you can read this about Regulus, but there's a greater sense of royalty with when you have the 29 degrees Leo. It's people just feel like they deserve everything, but there's also some humility to this. So this is a really powerful person. You got Venus and the Sun in Leo, and these are basically all conjoined, only separated by a couple degrees. So probably a good looking guy. If you got the Sun and Venus conjoined, Venus brings beauty, and it's in the royal sign of Leo on Regulus. It's really powerful. This person is gonna really understand beautiful things, really be drawn to beautiful things, know how to create beautiful things. This is very much the chart of an artist. So you've got this rising sign, and in Scorpio, which tends to kind of suppress things. So what's interesting about this person is he might, I don't know, it's hard to take a guess on this one, but Scorpio rising tends to suppress and hold things back. So there's a really good chance that Cameron's a little bit kind of holds things together at first when he's like maybe meeting a new person, but pretty much as soon as he's a little comfortable, it's kind of lets his personality really shine. It's a really big personality. Who sometimes feels like they need to hold back a little bit because of the Scorpio. And you don't want to come across as like shallow or superficial. And Scorpio wants to be perceived as like complex and sort of deep. And Leo's kind of like, can be deep, but just more fun-loving, big energy, performer kind of vibe. So you've got a little bit of a push and pull between how much to show about yourself. And you feel sometimes embarrassed because you have this regal royal energy, and you don't want to make other people feel like they're less than you, but you also feel like this sense of purpose and that you really need to do something with all this really organized energy that you have. So let's come down here and look at this. You have a huge opposition here with the moon conjoined Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn is really strong in Aquarius. It's in its own sign. You got a lot of dignity in this chart. Saturn in Aquarius really wants to help other people. Moon in Aquarius really wants to help other people. It's just considered the bleeding heart positioning. This also makes you really, really obsessively organized. So you're going to be really good at organizing your thoughts and your feelings and really understand what other people need. And you can't get enough structure. You might be even a little bit obsessed with structure and order and following the rules. So I think that'll be a challenge for you as well, because you have to learn how to play by the rules and also still accomplish your goals. And sometimes those very much feel at odds. And you have the type of dynamic in the chart where you want to be like a performer, but you also want to help people, and you feel like those are at odds with each other. You feel like you can't help people and be yourself. So you are having to switch gears often. But your career is really guided by the Leo, so this is going to bring you back to performing and artistry. The Saturn is not going to have as much of a pull on you, but it's a spiritual pull. The way you solve these things, you have to kind of bring it together. Finding ways to either compartmentalize them and having some of your work be really uplifting and really benefiting other people, and having your artistry, or creating artwork for other people and creating artwork that tells people stories. It could be a filmmaker kind of thing, but got a lot to say, and it's just like a really amazing chart. I'm so glad you reached out to me. I'm so glad I read this chart. Very cool. A lot going on here. Let's look at the declinations really quick. I'm going to pull up a horary chart of this. So you can see Regulus, fixed star Regulus. The stars, the asterisk means it's really very relevant, like a significant fixed star. So there's a lot of fixed stars that we kind of ignore. Got Bellatrix on the vertex, not super important, but Venus and Sun. With the fixed stars, it has to be exact on the degree, and you got your Sun and Venus exactly on Regulus. Very powerful. So very cool, very cool. No planets out of bounds. That's a generally good thing. The moon's a little bit weakened by Saturn. You can see here the scoring of the planets, the dignity. So the moon's a little bit weak because it's on top of Saturn, and Saturn's going to want to constrict and control your emotions. So that's, again, part of the theme of the chart, the pushing and pulling, how much to show, how soon. But very cool. Very cool. Thanks for reaching out, and hope you enjoyed that. Please, feel free to share this video with your friends, and ask me more questions. I can't do charts all the time, but I'd love to teach about this stuff. So definitely thanks for reaching out, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.